What's good, everybody? It's your boy Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. Well, as you can tell, I'm wearing a bunch of Suns gear. So wanted to do a quick video, hopefully, starting off the NBA season. I'm excited. We are officially 1 day down. Christmas Day, it's actually now the 26th. It's pretty late. But got the first day of games out. And I wanted to do a video recapping that, as well as give my picks for what I think is going to happen with the playoffs, as well as the finals. So, starting off, wanted to give a shout out to this hat right here. Love this hat. I got a bunch of Brazil jerseys because I'm a big Brazil soccer fan. And when they came out with this hat, I was all over it. So I know I'm wearing a Brazil hat with an orange jersey, whatever. It's just because it's fly. So then I got my Nash jersey, my Grant Hill jersey, as well as another one of my son's hats. So wanted to put together a little collage, if you will, to my favorite team. As you guys know, born and raised here in Arizona. I've been a Suns fan since the jump. And even though we've had some tough times last couple years, I'm always a Suns fan first and foremost. So shout out to the Suns. Shout out to all the Suns players, especially Josh Childress. He's a cool dude. Got to meet him personally. And just a really cool guy. So shout out to Josh Childress for just being hella friendly and hospitable and showing me his kicks. Anyway, we'll get back on that later. I'm hopefully going to interview him sometime regarding his shoes. That's my goal. So I'm letting you guys know first. I'm hoping to get that to happen. Maybe even have him spotlight 5 of his favorite kicks or something. So that's what's in the works. I'm letting you into the mind, which is a little scary. I'm even scared of it. So anyway, big Suns fan. But wanted to go over the games first off that happened today. There were 5 games. I touched on it in my Merry Christmas video, but wanted to go into each one of them a little bit more in depth. Started off with what I was told is the game of the day. Sadly, I wasn't able to watch it all. You know, guys, how late I sleep until. So it being an East Coast game, I really didn't get up until, I think, even midway through the next game, to be quite honest. But I'm speaking of the Celtics versus the Knicks. From what I heard, it was a great back-and-forth game. First off, Paul Pierce didn't play, so already the Celtics are saying, hey, Paul Pierce didn't play. But Rondo had a great game, dropped 30 points. Garnett had a pretty solid game. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, I don't have it pulled up there, but I think Garnett had like another 15. And had a shot to win it at the end, but rimmed it off, and the Knicks were able to win it thanks, from what I heard, mainly to Melo. Melo dropped 17 in the fourth quarter, ended up with 37 points, just killing it. Plus he had 8 rebounds, so he had lead in rebounds, which is kind of sad when you have Amari Stoudemire. Step your rebound game up, homie. Same thing as the Suns had to deal with. Step your rebound game up. But overall, Knicks looked good. First time that they've been able to beat the Celtics in 9 tries. All last season, they lost all 8 games against them, 4 in the regular season, and got swept by them in the playoffs. So all the Knicks fans are saying, hey, check it out. But all the Boston fans are saying, it was the very first game. Technically, we still had the chance. I believe the Celtics out-rebounded them by, I think, like 15 or 20. Had 15 or 20 more shots. It just all ball bounced the Knicks' way, and the Knicks had Melo that night. So I heard that was a great game, but didn't get a chance to watch it. Next game up was the Mavericks versus the Heat. This was the day that Mavericks got to watch their banner go up for the championship. So you would think emotions would be running high, really high. But they also lost 6 people from that championship team, and it was pretty evident. I actually did get to watch most of this game. I woke up about halfway through the second quarter, so got to watch most of it. But it really was a very lethargic and uninspiring play by the Mavs. I was amazed. Like, you're watching your championship banner go up. You just won your first championship in 32 years or 33 years. How are you not getting up for this game? Especially when it's against a team that you beat to do it. Like, you know they're going to be coming for you. You know they're going to be gunning for you. Wouldn't you try and your damnedest? But I really think you got to see Dirk. Took a couple months off completely from basketball, and I really think it showed. He kind of had what everybody's kind of dubbing the lockout legs, where you can tell that people missed out on training camp. No matter how much you're training with yourself, or with the trainers or with your group of people or whatever, when there's just something different about being with your team and training. Same thing you saw with Chris Johnson in football when he held out for his contract. He came back and needed half the season to get going. So I really think that the Mavericks are going to take a while to get going. And I think losing Tyson Chandler was huge. Absolutely huge. I'm amazed that Mark Cuban would have let that happen, to be quite honest. I think Tyson Chandler was as important to that team. Well, maybe not as important, but pretty much 1A to 1B, well, maybe A to B, with that of Dirk. I mean, I really think that Tyson Chandler was amazing for that team, was the enforcer down the middle, and I really think that losing him is going to be devastating to the Mavs, personally. So the Heat just came in and just destroyed them. At one point, they were up by 32 points. LeBron was looking like LeBron, ended up with 37 points. I think D-Wade dropped another like 26 or something. Just looked how the Heat were supposed to look, to be quite honest. I was very impressed with that game. I understand that, the Heat probably would have beat anybody, but I'm amazed that the Mavs weren't able to get up more for it. But, maybe that is as much as they could get up for it. I really do feel that they're going to be a middle-of-the-road pack. a middle-of-the-pack team this next season. I think they're going to end up being probably a 7 to 4 seed. Probably 7 to 5 seed. Somewhere in there. I don't really foresee them doing anything spectacular. Definitely not defending. If they go back-to-backs, oh my God, I'll do something. I'll get a tattoo of their logo. Or no, I don't want to say that, God, because just in case it happened. I'll do something crazy. I'll go run naked through the city or something. Head to toe painted in Mavericks colors. I don't know. Come up with something. If y'all want to see me do something crazy, if they do win, come up with something. I'll do it. But, so the Heat just looked amazing. I really think the Heat are going to have a great season. The season is shortened to 66 games. But I really foresee them winning. I don't want to say 60, but I think they're going to win 56 games. I think they're going to go 56-10, personally. They might even go better than that. I really think if it was a full season and they play like they did tonight, well, technically last night now, I really do think they could have challenged the Bulls' best record ever. I really think so. Maybe call me a hype beast. Maybe I'm getting caught up in the hype, but I don't know. They looked great. So third game after that was, there goes the hat. Was the Bulls and Lakers. And now this is a really good game as well. Went back and forth, back and forth. I didn't get to watch it all because we were in the process of opening up presents and helping my mom's cook Christmas dinner. But I did get to watch the end of it. We got to watch about the last 6, 7, 8 minutes of it. And the Bulls just turned it on. Ended up coming back from down 11 points and just getting some great defensive stops. Shout out to Tom Thibodeau's defense. Guys are really looking good on defense. Really stepping it up. I think that the Bulls defense is going to carry him as much as I think D Rose is going to carry him on offense. He looked very good as well. I was impressed with that. And I got to give him props. When he came out of college, I really did not think he was going to be anything special. I thought he was going to be a good, serviceable player. Never thought he would be maybe an all-star, but definitely not an MVP. And he's still carrying that team. So shout out to D Rose. You're killing it. But it ended up coming down after some great defense and a big mistake by Kobe, getting up in the air and caught with no place to pass and tried to pass it on to Pau Gasol, who got it stolen. D Rose ended up dropping a beautiful floater in the lane to take the 1-point lead, at which point Lakers inbounded the ball, and you could tell definitely Kobe's injury came into play because instead of pulling up, doing a crossover, step back, pull up from the elbow, like every Suns fan has nightmares of, really every fan of every team has nightmares of because he's done it to everybody, he ended up driving to the right, running into 3 Bulls defenders and getting his shot slammed out of bounds as time expired, to the point that Mike Brown, his new coach, even said in the postgame after, I haven't had a chance to ask him what was he thinking, so pretty much questioning why he would do that. But So that was a solid game. Next up was the Magic and Thunder, and game ended up 97-89, but in my opinion, it wasn't even that close of a game. They held Dwight Howard very much in check. I think he went 4 for 12, if I'm not mistaken. Ended up, yeah, he ended up with I think he went 4 for 12, I believe. But the guy who just looked amazing is the guy that I am picking for my MVP, which we'll mention again. But I am picking for MVP this year of Kevin Durant. We'll get into MVP in a second here. But Durant just looked amazing. Ended up dropping 30 points. Westbrook had a great game as well. I think he ended up with 24 points, like 7 rebounds and 6 assists or something, which is what we need to have happen. I really believe that this team is going to go places. I'll get into my picks in a minute here. But I think Oklahoma is a very, very good team. They're young. They have depth. They have size inside with Kendrick Perkins. They have shooting ability. The only thing I think they needed to work out was some of the wrinkles between Westbrook and Durant. There are times when Westbrook wants to take over. I understand he's a star in his own right. It's not a, Batman and Robin as much as it's a Scottie and Pippen, where they both are stars, much more so than one being the other one's flunky almost, the other one's, helper, where I do agree they both are stars, but at the end of the day, Durant is more of a star, in my opinion. Just my 2 cents. So I think, you ask pretty much anybody around the league, they're all going to say that. I think Westbrook is an amazing player. Plus, he looks like Bodie from The Wire and from Oz. But I really think that if they can hammer that out and they can get it to where they're sharing the ball properly and Westbrook doesn't have his moments where he's like, well, Durant just got 3 shots, so I got to take 3 shots, which I thought you saw come out a lot last season. Assuming that doesn't happen, I really think this team is going places. And then finally, the night game was the new look Clippers versus the Warriors. Shout out to Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson was making his coaching debut for the Clippers. For the Warriors. He got picked up, got taken from ESPN to go and coach the Warriors. So good luck to him. I've always thought he was a great basketball analyst. Wow, I almost said analyst. That was sad. You can tell it's late. But I've always thought he was a great basketball analyst, and I wish him nothing but the best. I really think he is a very, very good basketball mind, has a very good basketball IQ, so I think he's going to do good things for the Warriors. But Clippers ended up taking the game, ended up winning by 19, but everybody, was even during the game, a lot of the announcers were underwhelmed by how boring of a game it was, just because I guess they figure now that Chris Paul's there and they have Blake Griffin and DeAndre Jordan, that every single pass should be an alley-oop and whatever. I still thought it was a good game. I still thought it was an entertaining game. I still thought it was a game worth watching. So, in my opinion, it was a game to showcase that the Clippers can beat one of their in-state rivals. They didn't need to destroy them by 30 points. They didn't need to have 15 alley-oops. It was a good game. Everybody looked good. I believe Chris Paul ended up with 20 points. And I think like 9 assists, like 3 steals or something. Blake Griffin ended up with 22 points, I believe. 19 rebounds. Like 13 rebounds. Pretty solid game. So overall, I thought it was a good game and was impressive. So shout out to Mark Jackson. I'm sure you're going to get your first win soon. Shout out to the Clippers. I really think you guys are going to do things. So with that being said, those are the 5 games that took place last night. So I want to go into what I think is going to happen with the playoffs. I'm not going to go with first round because that's kind of corny, but I will go with the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference Finals. My Eastern Conference Finals, not much of a surprise, but I have the Miami Heat going up against the Chicago Bulls. Miami Heat being the number 1 seed, Chicago Bulls being the number 2 seed. I really feel that, and I hate to say it because Kevin Garnett is still my favorite player, but I really do feel like the Boston Celtics window has closed, and it's sad because they should have won at least 2 championships with that core group, but I just feel that they've just gotten a little bit too old now, and just, not even that they're too old, but they haven't reinvigorated their play enough. As awesome as Rondo is, I think if they could have gotten Chris Paul, which is what they were trying to do, is trade up Rondo for Chris Paul, I think that could have been even just something to reinvigorate him a little bit. You know, they've got 3 amazing players plus Chris Paul, who's also, plus Rajon Rondo, who's also amazing. But I feel like they just feel a little stagnant. I almost feel like they're buying into the commentators saying, "Oh, they're old, they're old." I almost feel like they're kind of buying into it. So I really think that they need something to shake it up, and I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think the Nets are there yet. If they can pull off a big mid-season acquisition, such as, you know, getting Dwight Howard, what they were trying to do, I think they could, you know, push, but I don't think that they're going to be a top 5 team, well, a top 4 team. They might be a 5th seed, but I don't think they're going to be higher than that. Even with Prokhorov and Jay-Z, I still don't think so. Plus, the Knicks are really one of those teams that are kind of like right there, teetering. I do think that they've got enough weapons, but I think it's going to take a season for them to mesh a little bit better. I do think they're going to be the number 4 seed, but I don't think that they're going to do anything more than a number 4 seed. They might get into the second round, but I don't foresee them, you know, challenging the top 2, either the Bulls or the Heat. I don't think so. Same thing with the Magic. I just think the Magic need more. They've got Dwight Howard, one of the best players in the league, but either build around him and do it very quickly, or he's gone. So I still think he wants out, no matter what he says, no matter what he pretends. I still think he wants out. And at the end of the day, I don't think that there's any way that they're going to build around him, because I think they know he wants out. So I think it's going to be in the Eastern Conference, number 1 and number 2, Heat and Bulls, and the Heat are going to take it to get to the finals. So when we get over to the Western Conference, it gets a little bit more open, if you will. I think this is one of the most open times in the West over a lot of years. I mean, there's always been some perennial top team, whether it be the Lakers, whether it be the Spurs. You know, there's always been somebody that you're like, oh, watch out for them, you know, going into the season. Well, I definitely don't think it's the Lakers. Kobe is showing that he's getting older and slowing down. Pau Gasol, I really think the trade rumors have kind of gotten to him a little bit, and I really foresee him playing a little Bosh-ish, if you will, where he can just shrink away sometimes. Personally, that's what I think. Bynum, you never know what you're going to get between his childish attitude and his knees. How many games are you really going to even have him for in the shortened season? So I really don't think the Lakers are going to do anything. I still think they'll make the playoffs, but I think they're going to end up getting in there as the number 6 seed. Sadly, I do think the Suns will make the playoffs, but I don't really think they're going to be able to make much of a run. I think they'll get in as a 7th or 8th seed. I do think that the Grizzlies will do a little bit, will be around what they did last year. I think they're going to get in as a 4 or 5 seed, but I don't think they're going to make much of a run. I think the stars aligned for them last year, and I really don't foresee them doing much. The team I do think is going to do a little bit more and kind of pop up some is that of the Trailblazers. I think the Trailblazers are actually going to get a little bit of a run going, even though they lost Brandon Roy, which is horrible for the league. Shout out to Brandon Roy. Hope you're able to get those knees working, man. Sucks you had to retire because, in my opinion, you aren't quite going to go down to the Grant Hill or the Tracy McGrady level of, if only he could have had a healthy season, what could he have done? But I really do think that you could have been a great player. Maybe not all-time great, but a great player. Then, you get to the level of the Spurs, which they've still got their big 3. Everybody's saying Tim Duncan looks great. He's lost about a bunch of weight, whatever. I hate the Spurs, so I can't give them any cred. I know Skip Bayless picked them to win the West. I do think that they're going to get a number 3 seed, personally, but I don't think that they're going to be able to challenge at the top. Then you go to Mavericks, which I still just am not. Tyson Chandler was huge to that team, and losing Tyson Chandler, why would you do that, Mark Cuban? So I think they're going to end up being either head itches. Anywhere from from a 7 to a 5 seed, personally. So then we get down to the 2 teams that I think are going to get there. Number 1 seed, in my opinion, without a doubt, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Without a doubt. No question, no ifs, ands, or buts. Oklahoma City is getting to the Western Conference Finals. And I'm going to follow Chris Broussard, and I am jumping on the Clippers bandwagon. That's right. I am picking the Oklahoma City Thunder to go up against the Los Angeles Clippers, not Lakers, for the Western Conference Finals. Now, I want to say that 2 seasons ago, when Oklahoma City drafted Durant, or maybe it was 3 seasons ago. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't the year they drafted him. But, was it? God, my mind's not... Was it 2 seasons ago or was it 3 seasons ago? Yeah, so it was 2 seasons ago. Okay. I said that within 5 years, the Thunder would win a championship, and I really feel that I'm on pace for that. I said within 3 seasons they would be in the they would be in the finals, and within 5 they would win. So that comes down to who do I think is going to win between the Clippers and the Thunder. I think the Thunder take it in 5 games. I think that the Heat are going to take it in 5 games as well. In fact, I think the Heat are only going to lose 1 game all playoffs. I don't think they lose at all the first 2 rounds. I think they lose 1 game to the Bulls in the conference finals, the Eastern Conference Finals. And then I think it's going to be the Thunder versus the Heat. And I have the Heat winning in 6 games. But I have the MVP for the season being Kevin Durant. I feel that Kobe... I feel that Kobe is just too far past his prime, and he's all that's left on a sinking ship. I feel that both D. Wade and LeBron are both good enough to be the MVP pretty much every single year of basketball, but I feel that they're going to cancel each other out. Maybe if one comes out and starts, dominating a little bit more than the other, one of them could end up being the champion or the MVP. I don't think it's going to happen because they both are so good. And every other game, the other one's going to score 30 points, and be the one who leads the team. So, especially with the entire game today, LeBron didn't take 1 3-pointer. Awesome. Even showed some post moves that he was learning from Hakeem Olajuwon. So that's awesome to me. So I think that they're going to cancel each other out. I don't think Dwight Howard is going to have a good enough year to be MVP. I don't think Derrick Rose, I don't think he'd give it to Derrick Rose 2 years in a row, honestly. And I don't think he's going to have a good enough year. And really, I don't think there's anybody else that's even really up there for debate at this point. Maybe Melo, if he can get a good run with the Knicks, and maybe the Knicks can make it to the conference finals, maybe then. Or maybe even, if they can challenge for the #1 record or something, which I don't think they'll do. But I just don't really think that anybody else is going to be able to contend for the MVP. I know Chris Broussard, again, threw Chris Paul's name in there. But I don't think so. I think if anything, Blake Griffin maybe over Chris Paul, but I still think he's a couple years away. I think Blake Griffin will be MVP one year, but just not yet. So there's my basketball predictions for the upcoming season. Thank you, everybody, for ending this lockout, though I do feel that the players got pretty well screwed. But that's another topic, not for here nor there. So thank you. I do appreciate that to all the owners out there and the players for getting the season going. Forgot how much I love basketball and how much Christmas revolves around basketball. So it was awesome having Christmas games and seeing all those sick-ass Christmas shoes. Got my LeBrons and my Kevin Durant. You'll be seeing those soon. So I'm really happy about that. But, it does suck that the season's shorter. Regardless, at the end of the day, we have a season. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys happy about basketball being back? Or are you like a lot of people and just saying, screw it, we don't care, basketball's dead to me because of the lockout? I hate seeing billionaires fighting with millionaires. Let me know. So, and what's your guys' favorite teams? We've never done a real basketball video like this, because I don't think we have. So what do you guys think? Who's your favorite teams? How are they going to do? Finally, who do you have making it to both conference finals? And who do you have winning the finals? Who do you have for MVP? Love to hear it all. So, Matthew Maley from MatthewMaley.com. Quick video. Ended up not being quick. But regardless, still a basketball video. So, hopefully you guys like my video. Hopefully, I know I got a lot of good feedback about my NFL video. So, hopefully you like my NBA video as well. And let me know what you guys think. So, once again, Matthew Maley for MatthewMaley.com. Check out the rest of my videos if you wouldn't mind. If you're up on MatthewMaley.com right now, click the video blog, scroll down, check some more out. If you want to, while you're at it, leave me a comment over on MatthewMaley.com. Click on the discussion tab. Or double click on the videos. It'll take you to YouTube where you can then leave me a comment. You can like the video. You can also subscribe to the channel. Maybe watch it a few times for me. I'd appreciate that. If you don't have a profile set up on YouTube, you can just watch the videos on MatthewMailey.com and leave me a comment in my discussion section, so that'd be cool. As always, you can like my page up on Facebook. If you have a Facebook, just search for Matthew Mailey Poker and then just like the page. I put all of my bigger announcements and posts up on there. And then, of course, on Twitter, you can follow your boy at Matthew Mailey, and that's where I just put all my stream of consciousness, 150-word posts. So nothing too insightful coming up on that, but it's fun to watch games and tweet back and forth with people about stuff that's happening. So follow me up on Twitter. And until the next video, it's your boy Matthew Mailey for MatthewMailey.com signing off, and peace out, y'all. Here's to a great NBA season. Peace out.